What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. With Hugh Jackman's new movie, The Frontrunner, in theaters now, I decided to do a top 10 list of my 10 favorite Hugh Jackman movies. Because the guy's been around since, since he got his big break as Wolverine and X-Men, and since then, his career has been skyrocketing. He's a good actor, and that being said, here's my 10 favorite Jackman movies. Alright. Coming in at number 10 will be a really underrated gem. Is the 2016 film Eddie the Ego, which is a biopic about famed athlete Michael Eddie Edwards, who travels to Germany to test his skills at ski jumping. And he's trying out for the 1988 Winter Olympics. Hugh Jackman actually plays his trainer. This movie was also directed by Dexter Fletcher, who's also a director on that recent Queen biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. Eddie the Eagle it's an underrated gem. It's really fantastic to watch. Taron Egerton and Hugh Jackman, I really dug their chemistry together. You also had Christopher Walken. He was really good. The ski scenes was amazing to watch. Yeah, I mean, if you guys, for every reason, have not had a chance to check out Eddie the Ego, give it a go. It's a really good film, and it's really inspirational. Like I said, it's completely underrated. This movie really flew under the radar when it got released, but it's a really good film. All right. Coming in at number 9 is Les Miserables, which is, of course, based on the Broadway show and stars Hugh Jackman as John Bell John. Hugh Jackman sang perfectly in this. And, of course, it was also directed by Tom Hooper, who's also directing that Cats adaptation. You also got Anne Hathaway, who won her Oscar for this. Russell Crowe, who sang in this. Amanda Seyfried, Sacha Baron Cohen, Helena Bonham Carter. Good cast, and Hugh Jackman as John Bell John was a really interesting casting. He really played the role perfectly. Yeah, Les Miserables is a really good film with good performances in it and good music as well. All right. Coming in at number 8 is the film Real Steel. Now, you want to talk about underrated? This is another film that fell under the radar. Real Steel is awesome. It's a Rock'em Sock'em robot film. That's how you really could interpret it, as a Rock'em Sock'em robot feature film. It's amazing. It's directed by Sean Levy, who right now is a producer on Stranger Things, and he directed loads of other stuff. I really dug the chemistry between Hugh Jackman and his son, played by Dakota Goa. The special effects here, those robots look realistic. They did a really good job with those robots. Yeah, Real Steel is such a fun film to watch. If you guys, for every reason, still haven't had a chance to check out Real Steel, this is another Jackman film worth checking out. It's simply awesome. And too bad they never went ahead and did that sequel that they were talking about. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do a sequel in the future, but that has to wait to be seen. All right. Coming in at number 7 will be the Christopher Nolan movie, The Prestige. Now, this movie paired Hugh Jackman with Christian Bale, Scarlett Johansson. It was also directed by Christopher Nolan. This is a really good magic film. Jackman was really good. Christian Bale was amazing. The effects here was pretty cool. Prestige is a really good movie. And it's definitely one of Christopher Nolan's best films that doesn't have Batman in it. I mean, has this of course has the actor who plays Batman, but this I'm talking about that this is Christopher Nolan's best movie that isn't Batman related. That's what I should have mentioned. It's also funny that The Prestige has both Batman, Wolverine, and Black Widow all in one film together. I always found that to be pretty funny. If you guys still haven't had a chance to check out The Prestige yet, it's another Jackman film worth checking out. All right, coming in at number 6 will be the film Swordfish. Now, this is a hacking film. It had a pretty solid cast. Like Jackman was in this. You had Halle Berry, John Travolta, Don Cheadle. It was really good. Now, this movie got released in 2001, and this I gotta say, it's not really a film that gets talked about a whole lot, but it should get talked about more. Swordfish is a really fun joyride. I always thought the chemistry between the cast that was worked. Yeah, if you guys still haven't had a chance to check out Swordfish, this is another Jack film worth checking out. All right. Coming in at number 5 is Prisoners. This movie is intense. It's good, but really intense. It's pretty much about like a parent whose daughter, whose kids are who got like kidnapped, so they gotta try to find the person responsible. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays the detective who's signed on to track down the person responsible for kidnapping their kids. Jackman gave an amazing performance here. Him as a grieving father, trying to find the person responsible. His performance was amazing, and I think he should have gotten an Oscar nomination for his performance. That's how good he was in Prisoners. It was also directed by Denis Villeneuve, who also did Blade Runner 2049. He did such a good job with this. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite Denis Villeneuve movie that he's done. It's a really interesting thriller. It's intense from beginning to end. Good pacing, good score. Such a good movie. If you guys still haven't seen it, check it out. It's really good. All right, coming in at number 4 is probably my favorite movie of last year, and that is The Greatest Showman. This movie was it actually was one of my favorite movies of last year. It's fantastic. Hugh Jackman as as P.T. Barnum really worked, and Jackman played that role just perfectly. I really don't like the chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. Those chemistry was on point. Zendaya was amazing. The music in this, the movie got released last year, 2017, and you know what? I still hear the music constant. It's serious. These are seriously songs that can never get old. Whether you talk about "This Is Me" or "This is the Greatest Show," some really good songs. Like these songs in this movie are going to be iconic, from years to come. All right, coming in at number 3 is the first X-Men. Now, this movie, of course, introduced us to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is amazing. Now, there was lots of controversy when Hugh Jackman was cast. Like when he was first cast as a role, lots of people hated the idea because at the time he was an unknown actor. He was mainly a dare actor. So at the time, no one really knew who Hugh Jackman was. And then Hugh Jackman played the role, and since then, lots of people can't imagine Wolverine no one could imagine an actor playing Wolverine other than Hugh Jackman. I mean, he played the role perfectly, and X-Men, of course, was the film that kind of revived the superhero genre in a big way. Yeah, the first X-Men, what Bryan Singer did with that is just amazing. And speaking of X-Men, coming in at number 2 is X-Men 2, X-Men United. I mean, X-Men 2 is, I gotta say, it's probably even better than the first X-Men. Hugh Jackman was once again good as Wolverine. I mean, Patrick Stewart as Professor X is amazing. Sir Ian McKellen gave an amazing performance as the villain Magneto. Halle Berry as Storm. I mean, you also also you had Alan Cumming, Kelsey Grammer. Good cast. And Bryan Singer, what he did with these 2 X-Men movies, he nailed it out of the parks. And of course they did of course there was X-Men 3, but that was whatever. But the first 2 X-Men movies are where it's at. They're such good comic book movies. And speaking of Wolverine, coming in at number 1 is a no shocker. My number 1 favorite Hugh Jackman movie. It's a recent one, and that is Logan. Hugh Jackman gave probably his best Wolverine performance as the role in Logan. What he did with this is, like, him back as Logan for his final time is just amazing. It's definitely probably one of the best comic book movies of last year. This movie is completely violent. What James Mango did with this is just amazing. I can't say enough. I mean, Logan is fantastic, and Patrick Stewart as back as Charles Xavier, he gave an outstanding performance here. I think there's an argument to be made that Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart could have easily gotten Oscar nominations for this. That's how good they were in this movie. And yeah, it's kind of a shame that this was Hugh Jackman's final outing as Wolverine. Because, I mean, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is an iconic character, and it's all thanks to Hugh Jackman. What he does as the role of Wolverine is just outstanding. And I mean, I gotta say, it would be cool seeing Hugh Jackman play Wolverine again, but I don't know if that will ever happen, to be honest. Yeah. But hey, Logan, it's a perfect way to go. And of course, the ending will leave you to tears. I mean, I literally teared up a little at the end. But yeah, I mean, Logan is awesome, and it's a shame that I didn't got an Oscar nomination for Best Picture last year, but at least it got a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination. That was pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my 10 favorite Hugh Jackman movies. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Eddie the Eagle. 9, Les Miserables. 8, Real Steel. 7, The Prestige. 6, Swordfish. 5, Prisoners. 4, The Greatest Showman. 3, X-Men. 2, X2. 1, Logan. Now, he's been in loads of other films over the years. I don't care what anyone says. The movie they did, the Peter Pan film, that was really awesome. Let's see. Van Helsing was whatever. I mean, he, of course, played Wolverine again in the Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Days of Future Past. If you want to see Hugh Jackman with balls on his chin, watch movie 43. I don't care what anyone says. Movie 43 is actually more of a guilty pleasure. I really laughed throughout that film. He was also in Chappie, Flush Away, Happy Feet. Boy, the guy's been in loads of good stuff. But let me leave it to you guys. What are your favorite Hugh Jackman movies? Drop your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas Hill signing off.